Take your mind into the wonderful world of physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual wellness. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kinetic Hour. Conversations with you and guests. With your host, Kenan Wesley Mason.
Addictive, and people get addicted to all kinds of things: opioids, cannabis, alcohol, cigarettes, all kinds of things they get addicted to. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's not a good place to be. So conscious choice, volitionally, I choose, but I don't need. I can walk away at any time. That's okay.
Yeah.
But needing it, and because I met people here in Colorado, they're just like space cadets. Like they're just sort of like,
yeah.
And it's like, they're useless.
Yeah.
Because they need cannabis every day. And I'm not averse to it, but if you get to that place, it's dangerous.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I love pomegranate wine.
Sure.
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
and I've stopped with cannabis on several occasions. Matter of fact, even right now, I haven't just been, and I've stopped for several months at a time.
There you go.
That's
healthy.
Cannabis, and
you can walk away.
And I know from a respiratory position, I've taken mullein root and things like that.
Great herb.
To
Great
cleanse the respiratory system. So yeah, when a person becomes self-aware and more conscious about what they're indulging in and how it's affecting them, then they'll know what their threshold is. And when it's time to cut it off,
Exactly.
So I'm glad you brought that up. Couple of things and as we get ready to wrap up, because like I told you, we're at that 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I know. Well, I like talking to you. It's an easy conversation.
Yeah. So
you're easy to talk to.
Couple of more things, and then we'll wrap up. This month is what we call Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
And there's a few things that I want you to touch on.
Yes.
Now I mentioned we've talked about cannabis and how many people use that to ease their mindset. You like you said, you've recommended it to veterans and people that have been in the military, which is
I didn't recommend it. They came in knowing that's what they needed.
That's what they needed.
They had a prescription. It was medical use.
Okay.
And it was just the only thing that helped them, other than like massive amounts of drugs that just wrecked their health. So,
right. But okay, so they came to and recommended it for themselves.
Yes.
So as far as mental health is concerned,
yes,
you had a few things on your website that I want you to touch on.
Please.
One, and I've seen this a lot, one of the big ones, ashwagandha.
Yes.
Another one is lithium.
Yep.
Because I've heard Dr. John Gray, he's talked about men are from Mars and women are from Venus. He talks a lot about lithium orotate.
Yes, that's the one you want. Yeah.
And then there's another one that you call ergothioneine.
Yes.
And so can you briefly just touch on those and what are the benefits?
Yeah, happy to. And I put some links for your listeners in the chat that you can post if you want.
Okay.
We have a mental health course going on right now that people can join us, where we go into a lot of detail about all of these things, the ergothioneine mushrooms, lithium, all of this. So lithium is an essential mineral. And it is, when people hear lithium, they usually think of high dose lithium carbonate, 900 milligrams, 1200 milligrams, 1500 milligrams, massive doses
Mm.
to treat bipolar disorder. And I dated a girl, this is 30 years ago, 35 years ago, maybe,
Hmm.
who was on lithium for bipolar disorder. And as she said, and I knew what she was talking about, she says, well, I don't have highs and lows. I'm just sort of in the middle all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
And it kind of compresses your bandwidth to like, I'm just like this all the time instead of like getting really happy, really sad, or, having the full range of human emotion
yeah.
goes away. But low dose lithium, and preferably orotate, not aspartate, is very helpful. And there's a lot of literature showing its benefits in mental health and suicide prevention. Dramatic, we know what's in the water. Suicide rates plummet
Mm.
in areas where it's naturally in the water supply. And in helping with depression, memory issues, Alzheimer's, depression, even Parkinson's. And so correcting lithium deficiencies, which we can assess, by the way,
Mm.
on a tissue mineral analysis, we'll know how much lithium is in your cells. And you need a little bit. And folks can do a hair analysis. They just go to our store, michaelgaeta.com/store, for all
Hmm.
these things I'm talking about. And you do a hair analysis, and you'll see it right there, lithium
Yeah.
levels in your cells. And correcting lithium deficiencies is very helpful at low doses, typically 5 milligrams is what I recommend. And there's a blend also in our store called Great Minds with Lithium, is a lion's mane mushroom with naturally occurring ergothioneine and blackstrap molasses and low dose lithium orotate. And you just take one a day, 5 days a week, typically. So 5 out of 7 days. And I've seen dramatic changes in people's mental health when they had a deficiency that we're correcting,
Hmm.
particularly when you combine the lithium with the lion's mane mushroom. This supports brain derived neurotrophic factor, which is a brain repair protein, BDNF. And this is very helpful. So low dose lithium orotate, lion's mane mushroom, particularly together with blackstrap molasses, which helps it all work better,
Mm.
is very useful. And for a lot of different, mental things, whether it's anxiety, depression, insomnia, memory loss, cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, dementia, that whole range of cognitive issues. Then you mentioned my favorite Ayurvedic herb, ashwagandha,
Yeah.
which literally translates as a horse strength or horse smell,
Mm.
is an adaptogen tonic, which and adaptogens in herbal medicine is a class of herbs that increase resilience, increase stress resilience, ability to handle change, ability to handle stress. And ashwagandha is an amazing herb. I take it every day. I've been doing that for, I don't know, 15, 20 years,
Hmm.
just preventatively
Yeah.
as a healthy aging tonic. It's a blood tonic. It's a resilience tonic. There's a lot of research on this herb in mental as well as physical health. And the evidence is significant. There have been systematic reviews in the literature confirming the benefits of ashwagandha at the right dose, with the right extraction, with the right, it has to be a good quality product. The why I take myself is called ashwagandha forte, Forte, and it's just literally one a day. And that's a good preventative, healthy aging, build blood, increase resilience, calm the mind. And it's one of the two herbs that I'm aware of as an herbalist in the world that give you energy. So you have more energy, more stamina, more endurance, and they help you sleep.
Mm.
In fact, ashwagandha, the botanical name is Withania somnifera. Somnifera is based on the Roman god for sleep. The god of sleep was Somnus, and that was the in the Roman pantheon the deity that helped you sleep and dream and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And so this herb gives you energy and stamina, and endurance, but also helps you sleep. The other herb that does that is Shazandra, my favorite Chinese herb. Wu Wei in Chinese medicine is used for thousands of years, as has ashwagandha in Ayurvedic medicine, as a calming tonic. So it
Hmm.
gives you strength and energy, but helps you be relaxed, calm, and sleep well, and reduces anxiety. So that's a wonderful herb for that. And there's some evidence that suggests that it may have some interaction with the endocannabinoid system.
Mm.
So it hasn't been confirmed that I've seen, but there is, some evidence that it does interact with the endocannabinoid system.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
I don't think that's the main mechanism, but it may do some of that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I'm glad you clarified all three. Um,
Yeah,
and the final one that I want to go to is
yeah,
one that that I've been hearing about a lot, and I actually have a product.
yeah.
It's what we call black seed oil, or black,
Oh,
or the
one
black
of my
cumin
favorite
seed.
herbs. Yeah,
Yeah.
black cumin
So
seed.
can you
Yeah,
talk about the benefits of that, because
love to.
it's been getting a lot of rave reviews, if you will, as far as its
Yeah.
benefits.
Yes. Well, for good reason. And this is one of my favorite herbs. I take it every day preventatively. It's called black cumin seed forte, which is a full spectrum plant, better than the oil, which is a narrower extract.
Okay.
This is the tablet, which is full spectrum, not narrow spectrum, the way the oil would be.
Okay.
So it's more complete, I guess I would say.
Okay.
And black seed goes back literally thousands of years
Yeah.
in Middle Eastern medicine. And there is a saying from an ancient text, there is healing in black cumin for all diseases except death. And that
Mm-hmm.
goes back to, the 800s. So this is like 1200 years ago,
Yeah.
was a collection of teachings that included this herb. So it's been used in Middle Eastern medicine for millennia,
Mm.
literally. And so it's also known as the seed of blessing, and it's a crossover herb. It's a culinary herb used in cooking, and it's a medicinal herb used in therapeutic herbal medicine or phytotherapy.
Yeah.
And so this herb, oh boy, pretty much everything they see if it helps, it helps.
Mm.
So, for example, in the published medical research, Nigella sativa, which is the botanical name of black cumin or black seed or black cumin seed, in the medical literature has been shown to do a lot of different things, including help lower elevated blood sugar, so it lowers glucose and hemoglobin A1C, lowers triglycerides, which are circulating blood fats. It increases HDL, which is a good thing. Good adult target is 60. Helps people lose weight, helps to improve thyroid function,
Mm.
helps to um, improve cancer resistance, thymoquinones in the Nigella, reduces elevated blood pressure, helps with metabolic syndrome, which affects like most American adults. It just does so many wonderful things for the cardiovascular system, cancer resistance, metabolic issues, and blood sugar issues. And it's just a maintenance thing. You can take it every day. It's very, very safe,
Right.
partly because it's been used as a culinary herb for millennia. It's very safe to consume every day. Personally, I take 2 grams, which is one tablet a day. And it's a great kind of one a day herb like ashwagandha, like echinacea, like other herbs that can be taken, like turmeric, can be taken preventatively at a very low dose.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's amazing that nature has provided all of these things
Well,
um,
right. And it's one of my
for.
favorite quotes, Ken, if I could.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Rudolf
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Steiner, the brilliant Austrian philosopher, said, for every human illness, somewhere in the world, there exists a plant which is the cure. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's true. If you include like foods as medicine in that category,
Yeah.
foods and plants can really prevent and cure almost any illness in almost every person. I would
Mm.
say, the number of times that natural medicine, so food and plant based, not synthetic nutraceuticals,
Yeah.
but actually more food and plant-based medicines can address anything that a person might take a pharmaceutical for. It will, if you know what you're doing or have some guidance, that will be all you need, at least minimum. This is very low number,
Yeah.
98% of the time. And
Mm,
sure, there's a time and a place for pharmaceuticals. They're not bad. They're just overused. And
yeah.
there is a natural solution, at least minimum 98% of the time.
Yeah, I know the pharmaceutical industry, because cannabis is so great, they tried to make their own, uh,
Indeed.
they
Indeed.
tried to make their own
Right.
synthetic version
There
uh,
is.
of it. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's
but
the dronabinol and nabilone
okay,
are the two main synthetic laboratory-made cannabinoids. So
okay,
they've made dronabinol and nabilone into pharmaceutical prescription drugs to
right.
try to get in on the action, just like they took over the nutrition industry decades
Yes.
ago.
Yeah.
People started taking vitamins, like, oh, we'll do that. And so there were 6 drug companies, international drug companies like Sanofi and Aventis Pasteur and Roche and Pfizer, that make almost all the world's synthetic vitamins.
Hmm.
That go. It doesn't matter what bottle you buy.
Yeah.
If it's a synthetic vitamin, it's one of those drug companies that made it in almost every case. That's why I use standard process, which are food-based vitamins made in a farm, not a lab, in southeastern Wisconsin. Beyond organic.
Yeah.
So those are the oldest supplements in the world, or at least in the U.S., and have the longest track record. And 80% of the ingredients and all the formulas are off the farm, or organic foods.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's just amazing that you know, the 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 food, vegetables, fruits, herbs that
Yeah.
the earth has provided, it's as close to what we call a panacea as we can
Yes.
get, um,
Well,
that
by the way,
yeah,
panacea,
yeah,
Kenan,
yeah,
was and is a nickname for black cumin seed.
right.
It's known in certain cultures as panacea,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
cure all. So it's
the
very
cure
interesting.
all.
Yeah.
But in standard allopathic medicine, there is
Yeah.
no such thing.
No, no,
there,
just
there
more
couldn't
drugs.
possibly, right, there couldn't possibly be plants on the planet that could possibly heal the human body in its entirety, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Um, but yeah, I'm glad you referenced that and explained the benefits of the black cumin seed
Yes.
and its benefits. Um, as we wrap up, and I want to thank you for taking the time
Of
out
course.
to just to out of your busy schedule of teaching,
Yeah.
other professionals how they can be better. You know,
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
tell everyone where they. Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna put this up on the screen, and you
Yeah.
can talk about it as we uh, as we wrap up here. I'm going to go here and I'm going to go here.
Sure.
So, talk about the
Oh,
GAETA
yeah.
Institute and why you felt it necessary to create it.
Yeah. Thanks, Kenan. Yeah. What basically, we have a school and a clinic.
Okay.
So we do patient care for folks all over the world, doing consultations by phone or video, and that's my part-time practice on Tuesdays. And I work with a hypnotherapist here in the clinic as well.
Hmm.
And then we have a school, which is for health professionals and just health conscious people who want to learn more about how to take care of themselves naturally for themselves and their families. And
Mm.
so we have 60 courses. We have accredited programs. We have a functional medicine certification program called the Clinicians Mastermind Circle. We have very extensive courses with monthly live classes and several faculty
Yeah.
in autoimmune disease. We teach trainings in pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, which is the most effective way of improving circulation in the
Yeah.
human body.
Yeah.
So we have 23 faculty, 60 courses, thousands of students and patients as well. And we just do a lot of work to advance this through education and direct patient care, this new culture that's growing, it's happening, of
Yeah,
nature
absolutely.
first, drugs last.
Yeah.
So that's what we're about. And so I'd encourage your listeners, if they would like a consultation, it's free, just to see if it's, becoming a patient here is a good fit for them.
Hmm.
And then also, going to our course page, which is right at the top.
Yeah.
We have 60 courses now. The brain health one is going on right now,
Hmm.
mastering brain vitality.
Yeah.
So that's something they can jump in on. And whether it's a course or to a consultation, we have great options for how to use the nature first, drugs last philosophy. And
Hmm.
there's just a lot of great education as well as consultation available
Yeah.
for folks who are interested in holistic health for themselves, their families, and their patients.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was looking at the website,
Yeah,
in its totality,
yeah,
and here's a bunch of the courses here
yep,
that people can kind of look into. Um, when I was looking at your website, you have a pretty extensive faculty as well,
yes,
of people that you've partnered with,
yeah. That's
um,
under the
in,
about. Yeah,
instructors. But there was one person that kind of
yeah,
stuck out for me
yeah.
because I mentioned the disinformation dozen. This gentleman right here.
Oh, Sayer G, he's
Um,
great,
yeah, because I talked
great
about
guy.
on one of my episodes, I talked about the disinformation dozen and
Yep,
mentioned all 12 people that were on that list, including Robert
yeah,
Kennedy,
yep,
Riza
yep.
Islam's, who I interviewed back in
That's right.
2016, Sayer G right here. I
Yep.
mentioned him as well. How did you get to partner up with Sayer G? How did that come about?
Yeah, well, I've been a fan of his for a long time, and we met at a functional forum, which is like a practitioner monthly gathering
Hmm.
worldwide by video, and
Yeah.
then live in a location. They did it here in Boulder a couple of times. A friend of mine was the founder of the functional forum, and he
Okay.
brought it to Boulder one day. This is many, many years ago,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and Sayer G spoke. And since my friend was the organizer, we all went out to dinner, got to have dinner with Sayer G, with his wife at the time, Kelly Brogan, who's a holistic
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
psychiatrist.
mentioned her too. Yeah,
Yeah, she's great.
Kelly Brogan. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, I kind of we had I had come we kind of hit it off, and Sayer was thinking of moving to Boulder,
Hmm.
and I said, "Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it here. It's a beautiful environment to be here, and a very kind of health conscious community."
Yeah.
And so he was in town. He came, so like, "Well, I'm coming back in a few months, and let's," I said, "Well, to spend some time here, spend some with my friends who live here." And I said, "Well, hey, I'd be honored to interview you for our autoimmune course on the microbiome," because
Mm.
he's gone pretty deep on the microbiome.
Yeah.
And so I got my film crew together, and we got a nice setting, and we had a very, like, it was supposed to be 30 minutes. We went like an hour and 40 minutes talking
Right.
about a range of subjects, including the microbiome. And it was an excellent interview, which folks can find in our autoimmune mastery
Hmm.
program.com. And so we just had a nice connection. We've kind of fallen out of touch, I would say, over the years. We're not in as much connection as we used to be,
Okay.
but I still follow him. I appreciate his work. Stand for Health Freedom is an organization I recommend regularly to people who want to get involved in the health freedom movement, which I've been involved with for 25 years, lecturing
Yeah.
nationally on vaccines and informed consent and health choice.
Yeah.
And so, so it's now, we're more like, not as much in connection, but I'm a big fan of his work. I
Hmm.
had Ben Tapper on the show. A lot of the Disinformation Dozen was on the Monday podcast.
Hmm.
And they're just great people. And, it was government sponsored censorship is really
Mm.
what happened. The Biden regime directed the social media platforms by name to censor these people, and all of this, kind of trusted health initiative, trusted information initiative, all these censorship apparatus
Yeah.
were very coordinated in their censorship of these individuals who, I mean, if you're going to talk about somebody who just, and one of the ways I originally got interested in Sayer's work was that we both have a lot of interest in published medical research. And, he spent, tens of thousands of hours, as I have, over the years, pouring through thousands and thousands of studies to see what's there that might help people. And that's where his Green Med Info is kind of based on that. It's a research database of him telling you, here's what the research says on this subject. Very helpful. Saves you a lot of time. I've used it for years.
Yeah.
And so, I initially had an interest in his work that way. Just like Joe Mercola, the osteopath,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
kind of made a name for himself
Yeah.
saying, hey, folks, I came across this study, thought you should know about it. And he just like reported on published research stuff nobody knew about on natural health. And that's how he built his list,
Yeah.
initially. And so, anyway, so I've been just very thankful. And, what's amazing is the amount of censorship that was going on directed by the government and these international self-appointed fact checkers who were only, they were just a kind of a globalist medical mafia apparatus to censor the speech of people who said things in COVID and before that were contrary to the official narrative. And
Right.
and so, that's what I've been doing on my podcast, which started in March of 2020, and every week since then, talking about these subjects that are taboo in the mainstream medical thinking. And we've been right about everything, and so, whether it's myself or the Disinformation Dozen, many others who
Yeah.
were just high profile folks telling the truth that were
Mhm.
contrary to the official narrative that you're supposed to hear and believe. And so that's what got my school. My school was censored and deplatformed. This highly censorial, anti-free speech platform called Teachable is a learning platform for course creators like myself. And I didn't think they cared what you posted in your courses. It's your material,
Right.
but they actually monitor and actively censor content on their platform. Most of the teaching platforms, like Kajabi and Thinkific and Teachable and others, they have in their terms of service content moderation,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
way of saying, if we don't like what you have to say, we're going to take you down. And they
Mhm.
did. They sent
Yeah.
me an email after me getting like an achievement award from them. A couple of months later, February 2023, they said, we're taking your entire school platform down in the next 48 hours. We don't like what you have to say about COVID and vaccines. It's contrary to medical consensus.
Right.
And I'm like, what? Show me who decided that.
Yes.
Look at my faculty. These are medical doctors, PhD research scientists, and highly credentialed health professionals.
Mhm.
Tell me which, woke millennial on your staff has the credentials to say that what any of our physician and others, faculty, tell us what we got wrong and how you're credentialed to know that. And they wouldn't respond. They
Mm.
just said, we don't, you are publishing stuff on vaccines and COVID that's contrary to the medical consensus. And so we're taking your school down. And it was horrible. Like literally, we were one of the most successful schools in the top 0.1% of most successful schools on their platform. And they didn't care. It violated their, woke sensibilities, and decided, the state decides what's true, you don't, and so we're going to say,
Right.
since what you're saying, the state disagrees with, and the state is the only arbiter of truth, that we've decided that since you're contrary to what the state says, we're going to take down your school. It's unbelievable. And if you look at some of the content that they host of like sexually oriented content, it's like, what? Like
Yeah.
that's okay and this isn't? And,
Mhm.
I'm kind of a
Mhm.
libertarian in a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You do you, I'll do me. As long as we don't interfere with our ability to live life, we're good. Do whatever you want. But this was like over the top censorship. And so literally our very successful school got taken down. And I had to get my lawyer involved to buy us enough time to retrieve our content. And I never thought this could happen.
Yeah.
So now we're on a very safe, uncensored platform. This won't happen again, but it was messed up. I mean, literally, we had no school for a few months,
Mm.
and we had to work very hard, like not a lot of sleep for months to get the school back up. We had a terabyte of data that we needed to retrieve and repost on an uncensored platform. That's a lot of material, like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
data
yeah.
wise. And
Right.
so, but this is what the disinformation does, and myself went through was getting censored and deplatformed at the direction of the Biden regime and other, kind of more totalitarian, tyrannical, you know, tech companies and others, and NGOs and all these other organizations, self-appointed arbiters of truth, kind of the
Mhm.
thought police, the Ministry of Truth in 1984. This is exactly what that was, and it's just how it is. Things are better now, and
Yeah.
in this country, certainly, a less totalitarian regime, for sure, by a long shot, and freedom of speech has been significantly, but not completely, restored. But those are dark days, not just for me, but for others like me who were saying things that were contrary to the medical narrative.
Yeah. And I also saw you had Bernie Siegel, who's
Oh yeah, beautiful
globally
man.
renowned. I
Yeah.
have I have one of Dr. Joseph Mercola's books on fitness and health, which is
Oh
great
yeah,
as well.
he's great.
So
Really.
all these great people that I mean, a lot of these people went to the same type of medical schools, but
Yes.
it's like you got one set of people over here saying one thing, which becomes the mainstream standard narrative,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
you have people like myself, yourself, the
Yep.
disinformation dozen, and other people that uh, say a totally different thing,
Yeah.
and then it's like this tug of war on who are we gonna who is the general public gonna believe, um who's right, who's wrong, who has the
Yeah.
evidence, whose evidence is real, whose evidence is
Yeah.
not, is it junk science, um
Sure.
are is the are the studies being paid for by certain pharmaceutical industries,
Yes. Yes.
are certain studies being tampered with to
Yes.
create a certain narrative?
Totally.
So you have all of these things,
Yeah.
again, going back to the opening clip that I showed, uh, of,
Yes.
you know, people, it's like the narrative is that the human being is too stupid and
Right.
deaf, dumb, and blind
Yep.
to know what's best for themselves.
Yes.
And
That's right.
it would be unheard of. You couldn't possibly know what's best for yourself, and that you
Right.
have to listen to, like you said earlier, the physician with the white coat, the stethoscope.
Yep.
They're on these cable news networks telling you
Sure.
that you got to do this, you got to do that,
Right.
and it becomes confusing for the average person
Very.
to know which way to go,
But that's
and
okay.
then more people end up being sick for longer periods of time
Yes.
because they don't know who to trust.
Yes.
It becomes a trust factor,
Yep.
and many people unfortunately never get over that hump because we've been
Right.
so thoroughly conditioned to only believe your primary physician, and whatever it is that they say,
Yep.
I
And
will
your local health
follow.
department. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah. I mean, as Bobby Kennedy would say, show me what I got wrong. Right?
right.
He's published a pile of books, extensively referenced, and they don't like what he has to say. And his answer is, show me what I got wrong, and I'll
Mhm.
correct it. I'll admit it.
Mhm.
Oh
Mhm.
man, You're so right. I didn't know that. I didn't see that research. I'm wrong. I admit it. I will correct that. Nobody will do that,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And I said the
Yeah.
same thing. I said to this horrible teaching platform, Teachable, which nobody should use if you care about free speech. You don't want to support this kind of like neo-Marxist censorial platform. And this is. I said the same thing. What did I get wrong specifically? Oh, we didn't like what you have to say about vaccines and COVID. Specifically, what did I get wrong? Like, show me. And who's deciding that? And then the second thing is the solution to so-called misinformation, disinformation, which is, misinformation is mistaken, disinformation is intentional, and then malinformation is something that's true, but the government just doesn't like it. The solution to all of that is just more information.
Yeah.
As Bobby would say, let's have a free market of ideas where everybody can say whatever they want, and then the best ideas will rise to the top.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if it's wrong, it'll be shown to be wrong. It's like on X, you have community notes, right? People will post something, and then the other community can say, well, I don't think that's true. And then they'll provide links and evidence. It's just like, it's more speech, it's more information, it's more dialogue. But you're right, completely correct. There's a type of person that believes that the government knows best how they should live their life. And there's a certain type of government person who believes that the government knows best how you should live your life. I'm sort of on the other side where, like, no, I know best how to live my life and make decisions for my kids. And if I get it wrong, that's on me. And I'll course correct and admit it, right? I've been wrong plenty of times.
Yeah.
And I admit it. I'm faced with it. Just like Bobby said, you could call me whatever names you want. I don't care.
Right.
But you will change my mind if you show me facts.
Right.
And I've maintained that same thing. I've debated many people over the years on different subjects, from hormone replacement therapy to vaccines. And, let's go at it. Let's have a vigorous debate, a dialogue, a discussion. But the folks who think the state should tell them how to run their lives do not believe in that at all. No debate, no dialogue, no discussion, just censorship and personal attacks, right? If you don't agree with me, you're a bad person and you should be silenced. And there's a certain type of person that thinks that way.
Yeah.
So I just think that people need to be exposed to a lot of different information and then make their own decisions. And if they get it wrong, so what? You course correct.
Yeah.
So rather than the government will tell me what to do.
Right. And real quick, and then we'll wrap up here.
Yeah.
I had a TikTok actually took down my entire profile for about a week. For about a week, because I put some things up. I was showing this pH level thing, and I was talking about pH and cancer.
Wow.
And they took down a couple of things that I posted.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I was able to rebut was the fact that, when they talk about the pH level and cancer and all this stuff, I brought up the fact because you're allowed to
contest it.
Contest it. Yeah.
Make a case.
So what I did was I brought up Otto Warburg and Max Planck.
Oh, there you go. Good for you.
So I was like, wait a minute. So you telling me that Max Planck, who won a Nobel Prize, and Otto Warburg,
as did Otto Warburg.
Yes. So you telling me that they're wrong?
Nominated 47 times.
Yes. So you telling me that I'm giving misinformation about pH and cancer, but wait a minute, they proved that they got Nobel Prizes for proving about cancer and other illnesses and how they can, how they can't live in an oxygen environment and things of this nature. So when I did that, they put my video back up.
Did they? They did?
Well, because they took down about 4 of my videos until until finally they just removed my entire TikTok profile for about a week.
Wow. Well,
My-
Kenan, I've been permanently banned from LinkedIn. They won't even let me make a new account.
wow.
They
See.
won't. I'm permanently banned
Yeah.
from LinkedIn. It's wild. Yeah,
Yeah. My YouTube
kind of a badge
account.
of honor.
My YouTube. Right. That's what I said when I said it on my show when
Yeah,
they took down my TikTok. I was like, yeah, this is must be a badge of honor for me if I'm
I
getting
think so.
removed. Little
I
old
think
me, you know.
yes,
Um,
yes.
my YouTube channel was taken down for 90 days. Um,
Really?
not my Kinetic Hour
Yes.
channel, my Kinetic Fit and Wellness info
Oh, okay.
for my business, and because I
Yes.
have videos about health and wellness.
Sure. Great.
So, and your when I put up the interview that we did back in 2015,
Yes.
that was the first one that was taken down, and then they
Yeah.
took down a couple of other ones, and then they were like,
Yeah.
they actually took down my entire YouTube channel for 90 days to where I couldn't
Wow.
post anything,
Wow.
you
That's
know?
wild.
So talk
Yeah,
about
I'm just
censorship.
thankful for platforms like X and
Yeah.
Telegram and other uncensored platforms that where people are migrating to. Rumble, people are migrating there like crazy. Facebook is losing 1 million users a month
Oh, wow.
because people are just leaving Facebook to because they're tired of the censorship and going over to X or
Yeah.
Rumble or Telegram so
Yeah.
they can be in an uncensored environment.
Well, and that's why I'm on Rumble, and
Yeah, good choice.
depending on how I edit this, I may have to exclusively put this one on Rumble,
Yeah, sure, sure.
which is fine,
Yeah,
as long as the people get the information.
yeah,
So, and the final question for you,
yeah,
and I like to pose this question for a lot of my guests.
sure.
What does life mean to you?
Hmm. Life for me is about service and contribution.
Mm,
And that can be, I think we are here for each other. I think we are here to serve something bigger than ourselves. I think we are here to reveal something of the divine in our living, however you conceptualize that. I think we are the bridge between heaven and earth, bringing the essences of heaven into the earth and raising up the substance of the earth to a higher level through our eating and drinking and interacting with substance of the earth to spiritualize those atoms, so to speak.
hmm
And I think we're here for each other. I think we're here to, um, you know, that we are here to reveal something of the highest and finest of who we are, a positive, creative energy of spirit in our relations. I
Yeah.
think what really matters in life, as Stephen Covey said, is our character, our relationships, and our contribution.
Mm,
And I think that's where life has its meaning. It has. We don't have to seek for meaning. Life already has meaning,
right.
and it has to do with what we give into life. Now, there are some people who are very kind of introverted, and it's just they're on their own. They don't interact. They don't like you and I are very publicly present.
Yeah.
Other people, it's just they're more private, and that's okay. You can serve like more secret service, just from taking care of the people around you, having healthy, loving relationships with people close to you. You may not be on stage somewhere, and that's okay. And sometimes it's just holding a consciousness of peace, of well-being, of wholeness, of love and compassion in your thinking.
hmm
That's a contribution to humanity and the body of humanity, that we're all a cell in that body of humanity. So it can be kind of privately, it can be publicly, and so you can contribute in a lot of different ways. And
Yeah.
a lot of our contribution for those who are willing is to face ourselves and clear through that whatever littleness and limitation and smallness and fear and all of that, and healing through that to a more radiant place in our lives. It takes facing our small mindedness and character defects and all of that, And as we purify that in ourselves, that is a healing presence for the world. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like I tell new patients sometimes, I do this not just to help you, but to help through you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because if I can help a person come to a higher level of life, they're going to be a more positive blessing or presence to those in their life. And that's going to help them. If
Mm.
I could close with one story, and
Yeah.
then I've got
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But I was treating it. This is back when I was in New York, where I grew up, my first 40 years. And this guy came in. He had a really big job in a corporation in Manhattan, and he was just miserable. Very, he's kind of a little above middle level management,
Mm-hmm.
not quite executive team, but not C-suite, but kind of in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
And very successful at his job, making good money. Company of about 300 people who occupied a few floors in this office building in Manhattan. And he was just miserable. He came in one day, I was like, I hate my job. It was a week after week. Oh, I hate my job. He's like, you know what? Life is short. I'm going to quit. And I said, well, his name is Paul. I said, Paul, let's just do an experiment since you're going to quit anyway. Just till you come back in 2 weeks for a treatment. Just be the most, positive, loving presence you can, regardless of what anybody else does.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I could do that. He's like, don't be concerned what anybody else is doing. You just be concerned about what you're putting out and being kind and honest and supportive and encouraging in whatever way feels natural to the people in your company. He's all right. I'm quitting anyway. I can wait 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I said, how did it go? He comes back in 2 weeks. He says, oh, I'm feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't feel so bad about my job. People are still nasty and horrible to each other. They're horrible to me. It's just a very negative environment. But I'm feeling better. I was like, oh, interesting. And I said, hey, you want to keep the experiment going? Just 2 more weeks and then you can quit. It's like, sure. It's not as bad. I feel a little better personally. So he comes back in 2 weeks and Paul says, people are treating me differently. Like,
Mm.
he's just putting out good stuff.
Yeah.
Kindness, encouragement, care, concern, positive. And now people are treating him. They're still nasty to each other,
Mm-hmm.
but they're being nicer to him.
Right.
He's like, wow. I said, wow. And I said, hey, you want to, you're going to quit anyway. You want to just keep it going another 2 weeks? and he said, sure. He comes back 2 more weeks because he came in twice a month for his acupuncture, massage, and whatever we were doing. And he comes back and he starts like tearing up. He's getting emotional. I said, oh, Paul, what happened? I thought something terrible happened at work. He said, people are treating each other differently now, not just
Mm-hmm.
me. They're being kinder and nicer and more encouraging and supportive to each other,
Yeah.
including people I don't interact with, who were in
Right.
a different department on a different floor. And there were 3 floors of this company,
Yeah.
100 people about on each floor. And he says, I just, just as part of my job, I have to go to the different floors. And he's like, everybody is treating, or almost everybody, a lot of people are treating each other differently, even people I have no interaction with.
Yeah.
And he started crying. He says, Mike, did I do that?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, Paul, you did that.
Yeah.
You showed up differently. And I quoted a teacher of mine, let love radiate without concern for results.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote that down. Let love radiate without concern for results. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what anybody else does. I'm just going to be a positive presence here. And
Yeah.
he did that for 6 weeks.
Mm.
He didn't care what anybody else did, because that was my suggestion. Don't
Yeah.
care
Yeah.
if anybody's nice to you back.
Right.
Just be a positive person.
Yeah.
And he changed the entire company, changed in
Yeah.
6 weeks. From him just day after day, just showing up, not caring what anybody else did. He was a positive presence there. And he stayed.
Mm.
And he got promoted. And he was having a great experience because he changed the whole company.
Yeah. Yeah.
From him showing up differently, he chose for himself kind of like Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
control over yourself,
Yeah.
and then you can just change yourself, and then sometimes that'll change your environment. It was dramatic. And then finally, he retired. Basically, he quit a few years later, got into spiritual counseling, and became a minister, and became a workshop leader, and he moved to Italy, and he's living his great life. But he left that job by choice,
Right.
not because it was a horrible environment. He literally left the place completely transformed to be a great place to work. But when he left, he said, "This company is awesome. It's a great place to work. Everybody just cares about each other." I was like, wow. I was like, you did that.
Yeah.
And that's the power we can have in our lives if we just show up with that attitude. And so that to me speaks something to your question.
Yeah.
What is life about? I think it's something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. How you perceive life and the energy that you,
How you show up.
yeah, the energy that you exude, it'll resonate with people.
Yeah.
Dr. GAETA, tell the people how they can find you.
Yes, michaelgaeta.com, which is Michael, GAETA.com. Our phone number is 303-442-2525. Our email is support@michaelgaeta.com, or you can use the form at the website. And I'm happy to help any of your listeners who might want some holistic health consultation to help get well or stay well for themselves or a friend or family member. And if you want to learn, if you want to get more educated about natural health, holistic health, and if you're a practitioner, how to practice natural functional medicine at a very high level, just go to our website and go to courses. We have I do a weekly podcast live on Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We do classes all week, every week. I would encourage folks to go to our pulsed electromagnetic field home care medical device page at michaelgaeta.com/PEMF and see how improving microcirculation and calming the nervous system into that more parasympathetic balance can dramatically improve your health and well-being. And let's see what else. Oh, and I've got piano music also on our video library, lots of piano music.
Got it. Yeah, and I'll put all that up in post-production.
Sure.
So the people can check out
your
your
all in the
website.
chat.
Yeah, and you did put a lot of stuff in the chat as well. So thank you for that.
Sure.
Dr. GAETA, thank you so much for taking the time. See, we've gone over 3 hours, so I
I
might have to break this up into 2 parts.
Oh, for sure. We covered a lot of topics.
Yes, and come back because again, like you sent me the email, you have 83 topics, and we only touched on a few of them. So come back later down the road, and we can go over some more stuff. And it's always great to talk to you.
Same here, brother.
Thank you for reconnecting, and it's
thanks
great
for
to
the
talk
invitation, Ken, and great to reconnect and reminding me of our prior conversation with your wonderful mom.
Yes,
so great to be back with you, my friend.
Yes, thank you, and to everyone listening and watching, check out Dr. GAETA's website, the GAETA Institute at michaelgaeta.com. It's a ton of information there for those that just want to learn about natural health, or if they want to become a student to capitalize on what they already know and just make themselves a little bit better. Go to the GAETA Institute. It's a lot of information there. So thank you to Dr. GAETA. When we go off the air, can you stick around for one more minute after we go off the air? Okay, so to everyone listening and watching, go to the Kinetic Hour. Again, subscribe, click thumbs up, tell everyone that you know to tune into the Kinetic Hour. It's always great to have these type of conversations. Go to my Rumble channel, do the same. And as always, thank you to everyone listening and watching. Again, thank you to the great Dr. Michael GAETA for taking the time out of his schedule to give us all this great information. And to everyone watching, until next time.